Okay, great. Here we go. TWEE. Okay, so what is TWEE? TWEE is a tool powered by artificial intelligence, AI. I think we're all fairly familiar with AI as of now. I don't, if there's any questions about it, let me know. There's no need to be an expert in prompt engineering. Is everyone familiar with what prompt engineering is? Give me a thumbs up.
No,
No? Okay. So prompt is, are you familiar with ChatGPT at all?
just a little.
Okay. So basically what it is, our first meeting of the year was about ChatGPT. It requires you to write exactly what you want from it. So you have to use specific verbs like generate, create, write, change. And the more specific you are about what you want and what you need, the better the result you're going to get. So there's a bit of a learning curve to kind of really squeeze everything you can squeeze out of ChatGPT versus TWEE, which is very plug in what you have and it'll give you what it just kind of exactly what it tells you it will give you. So that'll be interesting. So what you need will be some class materials that you're using now or just some ideas of what you're currently using in your classrooms. Does everyone teach adult ESL here for the most part?
Yes.
Okay. So you're also going to need a device, either a computer, a tablet, or your phone. I was playing around with the website on my phone and it's pretty user friendly, although all my documents are on my computer, so that might be the easiest form to use it. And if you have any questions as I go through the presentation, feel free to stop me or put them in the chat. I have the chat here open, so I'll take a look. Okay. So I just kind of want you to think about your classroom. What are the different aspects of language that you teach? What do you find yourself teaching in a very general, broad sense?
I would
Grammar
say
and
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say grammar and vocabulary and
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Yeah. Grammar, vocabulary. Anyone else? Read.
Context.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
Context.
Context.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe TWEE can help y'all. So the first one we're going to talk about is reading. So what kind of reading activities or materials do you use in your classroom? Do you have a textbook? Do you look for outside resources?
textbook.
Ewa said textbook and outside articles. And
Okay.
then I was gonna say I have a couple websites that I use that like have a passage and then they have multiple activities.
Oh,
And then I just pick from those which ones I want to use.
nice. Okay, that's cool. I'm kind of curious about that website. So Ella says textbook and outside articles, VOA as well. What is VOA?
Voice of
It's a
America.
website. It's a website with the articles that are modified for English learners, and it's Voice of America.
Okay,
The full name of it is
I see
Voice
someone
of.
else is also familiar with it. Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out. Nice, thank you. Awesome. So here's the QR code. Does anyone need QR codes at all, or are you okay? Was everyone able to access the website?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, fantastic. So TWEE is going to let you create texts and lead-in activities for these texts. There is a option that lets you simply put a topic, and it will create something for you. You can also create open-ended questions, multiple choice questions, with only one correct answer, true false statements, dialogues. You can create 3 titles for a text. The way they advertise it or explain it is if you have 3 titles for a text, students can choose whichever one they think is the best for the text. And you can also create reading bits, so like very short materials like an ad, a menu, or instructions for cooking recipes. The only reason I have these 3 underlined is because if you go to the website and you use the search, if you put reading, these 3 will pop up. However, if you click on the category of reading, you will see more activities. I'm assuming that these 3 are like very reading specific, whereas there are activities where they incorporate reading, but they can also be used for a different skill. Okay. This is what the home is going to look like, right? If you go to tools at the top, on the left side, you're going to see a list of the different categories. This is what we'll be talking about today. So you can click on reading and you can kind of find it. It's going to be all the way at the bottom. Or you can also type it, reading bit, click on it, and then pick one of these. These are our options. And try to make one that works for you, for your,
Okay.
yeah. I put the website in the chat if you need. Was everyone else also able to create an account? Are you guys okay?
I was able to, yes.
Okay. Okay, since we started a bit later and I see it's already 10:21, we're gonna keep moving. But again, this is what the homepage looks like. The tools are gonna be at the bottom. It's easier to navigate if you click on tools. They're gonna be on the left. And you can also kind of scroll again. And if there's a specific one you're looking for, we just did reading. Here are some reading ones that pop up. You can choose from one of these. And whenever you've already created a project, you can go to My Projects, and they're all going to be listed here. They're automatically given a title depending on what it generated for you. So if these titles don't work for you, you can always edit them. This is something I created for my listening class on Thursday. So I used a YouTube video. But if you want to edit the names, here's project. And here you can just delete it, right? Whatever you'd like. We did insect birders. But we'll talk about this. And then click the little check. Okay. Any questions so far before I move on?
So I see that it says save as PDF.
Mm.
Is this something that you can export out of, or is this like a platform that students also have to use? Like, how do they see this, I guess, or how do they receive this?
Yeah, no, they don't have to use TWEE themselves. You can save this as a PDF and then print it for them. So for example, here's the insect burger one. This is what it would look like. It has the source, the title. The first activity I generated for them was picking the right summary, then filling the gaps based on what they're listening to. And then there were some discussion questions. So whenever you generate one activity, if you take a look here, if you go down, it'll give you options to further expand the activity, either by creating a fill in the gap, some discussion questions like I did here, and it'll always give you the correct answers. You can also edit. So if you click edit here, if you think the question isn't very good or maybe the vocabulary is a little difficult, you can rewrite it however you'd like and then just save it. I have so many things on my save. And you can also change the title here. You can add a short description. If you click the view options, there's two ways you could view it. Fancy, it looks nice like this, or plain.
Got it.
I think it just froze for me. I have too many tabs. Where'd it go? Okay, well, we'll take a look. Sorry, I kind of digress, but good question. Good question. Any other questions? Okay, let's keep going. So for writing, you're able to find quotes by famous people. You can create 4 different opinions on a topic. You can also do like a scramble activity where you can link words into sentences. These are only a couple examples of what it looks like. Here we have one by John Lennon. Oh, okay. We're gonna skip this for now because I want to give y'all some time for lesson planning. That's okay, Lori, don't worry. Cool, you were able to create instructions. That's fantastic. Hope you like them. Okay, so for vocabulary, you can create fill in the gap activities. These are my favorite. I use this feature all the time. Matching word definition exercises, sentences, essential vocabulary lists for specific levels. If you explore it, whenever you generate something, it will ask you to pick either A1 to A2. If you're familiar with the CEFR levels, that's like beginner. It also has B1 to B2, that's intermediate, and then C1 to C2, which is advanced. You can also create authentic two-line dialogues. I also use this one a lot. So I'll ask students to read it to each other to practice speaking, then identify where the vocabulary word is. And if I want to expand it, I'll also ask them to create their own two-line dialogue in pairs. And you can also do word translation matching. I don't really use this one too often. And if you have a text or if you create a text and you're looking to have them study collocations, you can extract collocations as well. Thanks, Lori. Okay, moving on. We're going to skip that. We've got listening. So like you saw earlier in my example, you can use YouTube videos and Vimeo videos, if anyone is familiar with Vimeo. So you can create a script for the video. You can create questions for it and create summaries. I didn't put it here. I put it at the end, I think. But for the free version, it only allows you to do a video of up to 5 minutes. If you have the paid version, you can do up to 10 minutes of a video. But if you know the specific times that you want students to listen to and respond to, you can move. There's like a little bar that you can move to choose which part of the video to create materials for. The CEFR standards are European. What do they stand for? The Common European Framework of Reference. I link them at the end of this presentation if you want to take a look at them. Good question, Sarah. Okay. For speaking, you can use a YouTube video. This is where you kind of see an overlap in the activities to create warm-up discussion questions, if that's what you're looking for. You can create dialogues, rereading activities for the video if you want to activate their knowledge. And you can find interesting facts. You can create a list of advantages and disadvantages. And for opinions, there's some writing that you can dabble in there. Okay, these are just some examples. Okay. Oh, by the way, I use the dialogues a lot for role play as well. If you like to do role plays in your classes. Oh, thank you, Soleil. Yes, Common European Framework of Reference for Languages.
So you were closer than you. Yeah, you were close. Or you might have been right even.
I think
I'm really excited about this one. Not to interrupt you, but it just is like springing out of me because for EL civics requirement for adult schools, um, there's a like the one that we're doing right now, 2 out of the 3 assessments are conversation. And so trying to create preparation material that is like specific enough to the assessment to where like they're practicing like the parts that you need them to practice can be really hard when you're trying to use other people's materials.
definitely that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hope this is able to help Soleil
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
explore it. Okay. So moving on to grammar, of course, we always have grammar. You can create fill in the gap activities. So here's a picture of what it can look like. If there is a text, you can highlight the words that you want to be a gap. Here at the bottom, it says need a text. You can create, again, a text based on the topic. And I like how it says do the magic. There is a limit to how many characters you can use though. So just keep that in mind. You can do scramble activities, scramble the sentence activities, and matching halves. So they have to complete the sentence. Okay. So that was the end of the different types of activities and categories that they have. So some cool features that we might have already talked about. Not this one. You can extract text from an image. So if you have a screenshot of something or an image of a text, you can upload it, and it'll scan it for you. You don't have to type it all out. Or you can type it all out if you'd like, you could do it there. And again, you can create one from scratch. Here's the save as PDF option. I think it looks very clear. I really like this feature. You can turn this on and off whether you want to include the answers. I always have it on just because I want to have the answer page with me. And again, you can expand an activity. It gives you some suggestions at the bottom here. Don't stop. And because it is AI generated, you can always give feedback in the way of a thumbs down if it's not very good, thumbs up if you like it, or I guess this means, wow, that was amazing. I can't believe it. My mind is blown. Okay. So the free account, I checked before in October of last year was the last time I checked before I did recently. They allowed up to 50 runs per month for text tools, but I imagine it's gotten more popular, so it's gone down to 20 runs per month for text tools for a free account. They do say in the frequently asked questions section that if you're using this tool the way they intended to, this should be enough for you. I hope it is. I use this a lot for extra materials, like extra practice for them, for my students. So hopefully it works for you. You also get 10 runs per month for media tools. I'm not sure how often everyone is using YouTube or Vimeo. And again, here's the 5-minute input limit on media. And again, you can export it to PDF. If you want to pay for it, if you like it and you use it very often, you get unlimited runs for text tools. I believe if you pay for it annually, it's $15 per month. If you only pay per month, it's $19 versus ChatGPT. If you use ChatGPT, I use that one. That's $20 per month if you use the paid version. And you have 100 runs per month for media tools, and it goes up to 10-minute input limit on media. You could still export to PDF. They also have an option for schools. So if a school gets one of these paid accounts, multiple teachers can use it. Unlimited runs for text tools, 100 runs for media tools, 10-minute input limit. So the same as the individual one. There's just personal support and the fact that multiple people can use this one account. Some limitations that I thought of was for the listening, you can only use YouTube or Vimeo videos. And the number of types of activities is a little limiting. After you've used it for a while, I've been using it for a couple months. You kind of get the feeling, oh, I've done this a lot, or I wish there was something a little bit different, but overall, I think it's very, very useful. Saves a lot of time, especially if I want to play. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the fly swatter game for vocabulary. Like if I just want sentences that I can put the gap for the vocabulary word, it pumps it out really fast. So that's very handy, at least for me. Okay, so the time has come to create a lesson plan. I just want to encourage you to use TWEE as much as you'd like. Play around with it, experiment, ask questions. I'm gonna go in and out of different rooms to see if I can help y'all. And if you want some inspiration, they have free lesson plans on their website. Here, I will, oh, this is what it looks like. I'll put this in the chat real quick. And here's the QR code. Yes, Soleil.
Sorry, another issue that I run into a lot, especially with like reading comprehension, is that a lot of times when it's like a reading passage and then it'll have a connected worksheet, the questions are phrased in a way where it's like it's just you're just finding the exact verbiage in the reading passage and copying it rather than it being something that you're thinking through. And
Yes.
I was just curious if you've used TWEE for reading comprehension questions and if you've run into that issue with how they do the question like structure.
Ooh, that's a good question, Soleil. I have personally not used the reading comprehension questions. I've used the listening comprehension questions. I would say those are really, really good. But the textbooks or the materials that I have for my classes, they already come with some comprehension plus extra comprehension questions, so I haven't used it too often. I'd be very curious to see what you thought. If you have some ideas already, for topics or materials that you want to plug in real quick and see what you think, that'd be interesting to know. Good question.
Yeah, I did a reading last week that I can pull off my drive and plug in there and see how it does it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Is everyone ready? Here, I'm gonna put y'all in breakout rooms. 2 to 3. There's only gonna be 2 since we're kind of a small group, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get talking and collaborating. We'll do this for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll keep an eye on the clock since we're running out of time, and see if that works. And if anything, the fact that you can kind of explore and play around with the site while we're all together, we can answer questions and help each other. So here we go. I'm going to open the 2.
So can you see my screen?
I can. Perfect.
Okay. So I entered some vocabulary in the reading bits and pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't continue. So I've got, it's like,
Backing up a minute, which of those bits and pieces did you choose? What is this format? Oh, price list. There it is.
okay, yeah. And
Okay.
as I said, oh yeah, it was a restaurant menu and all other kinds of price lists is what
Oh,
I
cool.
chose.
All right.
And this is what came up so far. And as I said, I had to jump out for a second, so I missed some stuff. But it's got a price, it's put it into categories.
Okay.
And so here it's rolls of money and bags. Then in notes category, bills
Mhm.
and miscellaneous, coin purse, money clip, savings account. I don't think I need the miscellaneous category at this point.
Okay. You can edit that out.
Okay, so, and to edit, do I just highlight it?
I just saw something at the bottom in edit tool when you had scrolled all the way down. I don't see it now.
Well, I pressed on edit.
Oh, you did. Okay. And this is
Yeah.
what you get. Try highlighting.
Hey, Natasha.
Hey,
So,
it's here to help.
Hi,
Yeah,
Natasha.
that's it.
so I edit by just doing that.
There you go. Yep.
And then save it
Okay.
and it's done.
And I don't need this part.
Okay. This is good pruning.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay. Now don't stop. And here, like maybe I want to do sentences with target vocabulary.
Backing up a minute, Natasha, are you still here too?
Yes,
Okay,
I was
she's
about to
got-
leave. What's up?
Okay. So as far as looking back up, if you would, Julie, at the those keep going up. or to what they gave you, the content they gave. Yeah. So you could edit this in any way right now, right? You could, whatever's appropriate or not, you could differentiate it better. You could just toss out things, right?
Exactly. And I think you're on the plain view option. If you click on view options,
If I click on what?
view options with the eyeball, it's on the right side. Yeah. On you were right there. Where the title is, it says time for a quick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You can it'll give you an options to edit it. So you can even click highlight vocabulary.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah, and then
Ooh,
they'll
nice.
it. If you wanted to maybe put like instructions for them, you can put add short description.
I noticed it didn't highlight pennies, so you might want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Whoops.
I don't know if it'll let you it might just
Oh,
be because it's pennies, not because it's penny. That's funky. So if you wanted to copy, you can click copy, go into a Word doc, and just manually bold the words that you wanted and
Okay,
that out.
so
If
I
for
will
some
do
reason
that.
this happens,
yeah. Don't do it now. Just
just an option.
On the right. So yeah, so whenever, I guess that's just kind of like the go button. Yeah. And then if we create, okay, am I supposed to know what a collocation is? I don't know what that is.
A collocation is words that go together, like make breakfast or do your homework. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? Like,
okay. Okay.
do
I
your
didn't realize
homework,
there was a
make
word for it.
breakfast. Yeah, take
Gotcha.
a shower. Mm-hmm.
So let's try A, B, C, D questions because I do use those a lot. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That must just be a tutorial thing. I was like, what? All right. So here are
If
the
you wanted the
questions.
second activity to go first, you could move it higher. I think
That's
that's
what
what it means.
got. Okay. So this is kind of like you're also building almost like a wiki for
Yeah,
this reading.
because if you save as PDF, the order in which you created them, that's how it's going to print out. So when I make something and maybe I made something I don't want to use it anymore, I have to make it invisible so it's not shown in the project. I didn't know that you could move activities higher or lower though, so that was interesting.
Oh, cool. Okay. So let's just try save as a PDF so we can see what it all looks like. This reminds me of Notion. Okay. Go ahead.
Did you, I'm sorry, this writing, where did it come from?
So this is from a website that I use called Reading Skills for Today.
So is
Which
it, I'm sorry, Dora, go ahead.
no, so I can't remember which level it's in. But this is also with reading passages, and this comes with its own supplemental things. But I just was pulling a reading that I had from a previous exercise just because it was quick, like the quickest thing to use to do a demonstration or a practice.
So my question is like, so is it, I assume since it's, I guess what, all right, let me articulate this better. Okay. So I want to use material also and do something similar, but I wasn't sure what material is okay to use from the net. So it sounds like this is a good choice because it's made for teachers to use, right? It's
Oh yeah, if you this reading skills for today,
uh-huh.
is that what you're referring? Yeah, this is made for this is from Minnesota. This is adult basic
Yeah,
education. And
yeah,
yeah, so I understand what you mean. None of their writings have any sort of citation or anything on them, so it does seem like they are meant to be used that way. I'm trying to
okay.
find the president one so I can here, or this isn't the exact one, but just to show you this,
Uh-huh.
here is the reading. There's pre post questions,
Oh yeah.
and then they also have supplemental questions.
Mm-hmm.
um patience, gotta wait for it to open. Anyway, and then it has like a vocab list and different supplemental activities.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is besides the point, but this is a great resource as well that I use. And
Mm-hmm.
it would be a good place to get reading passages because they are
Uh-huh.
also leveled. I
Okay.
don't know what leveling system they use. It doesn't seem to match directly to anything I've seen,
Uh-huh.
but you do get a sense of like, okay, once you find one that does work well for your group, you can use that level. Cheryl, sorry, yes, go ahead.
Yes, two questions. When this material is presented, is everyone looking at one screen, or are they looking on their individual computers or their phones? Are the students able to log into this to get the materials, or does the teacher have to
Oh,
project it
yes.
on the screen?
So this is not for students to use. This is just specifically for teachers to create materials. So if you want to share them with students, once you're finished
It would look like
customizing everything, you export it and you print it for them. It's paper.
so
Paper
this is, if
pencil.
you see Cheryl, this is the exported, I exported this PDF from TWEE. It had, and so this is what we created in TWEE, but you would give the students this version.
If you
Sorry.
don't want to print it, another way that I do it is use PowerPoint.
Great.
So you could, if you merely wanted to help you
Right.
produce material and ideas, like if you just wanted the questions, you can always just copy, paste it on a Google slide and then show it on a projector or a TV if you have one.
Yeah, because this doesn't look
Oh,
like, I
great.
don't
And
necessarily
so
like.
one more question. Okay. One more question I have. What do you all use when I have beginners. I have lower than beginners. I
Yeah.
don't speak a word. So when you need images, pictures, do you solely rely on YouTube, or is there a resource place you go to get just like copyright free images?
That's a great question.
Unsplash is a popular copy-free website. Unsplash.com. Let me see if I spelled that right. Yes, I did. That's the only one I can think off the top of my head for copyright free images.
If I've used my own material on a website and I use TWEE, could I put what they produce on my website? I
I
can. It's considered okay to do that?
I think that's okay as long as you credit them. I mean, if you notice
Okay.
every time that you create something and you export it, they
Mhm.
have their name on the bottom. They have TWEE. I think as long as you give credit, it's okay. But if you're unsure and you just want to make sure, there
Uh-huh.
is a way to contact them, I believe, on their website. If not,
Okay.
they have an Instagram account. But I think they would be more than happy to, spread the word about TWEE as long as you have
Okay.
their
I think
name.
it
Okay,
also makes a
great.
difference if you're providing it for free or if you're charging people. If you're just
Yeah.
sharing what you made in TWEE for free, then
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine that they're going to have a problem with it. I just think usually, because Canva is the same way where like if you're just creating something to share with people for free, you have a lot more freedom than when you start charging people for it.
I see. Okay. It's great to know. Cheryl, were you thinking of something in particular? It sounds like you got a
Well,
lot of issues, a lot of different challenges there.
yeah.
By them, but I think
Okay,
it'll
so
be both of us just and everyone really just trying to figure out, well, which of these is most useful, most efficient, most powerful for me. Like,
yeah,
which
I
one
think
will save time and get me more.
when I tried to do an image search on ChatGPT, it created images for me that were awful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this will actually search online.
ChatGPT images are so funny.
Yeah, they're just
I tried to
So
create some simple ones for like my super, super level 1, and they were like, why are there 2 suns? What animal is this?
yeah, and I tried taking stuff out of the image and it just was like a blank. So it didn't.
yeah, it doesn't help to try to re-engineer ChatGPT.
So what Lori and I were observing with what I was trying to do is I'm working with literacy level students and it didn't seem to go low enough. But the image thing I think would be really helpful. I'm going to stop the share.
I see. Do you mean the A1, A2 option?
Yeah, and I clicked on that level, but it was still we had to do some heavy editing, so it wasn't that different from writing the dialogue myself, but and I had to step out, so I missed the discussion about images. So I'm
I
going to
wish
watch
that
this.
it would allow you when it shows that you can specify part of speech, synonyms, etc. I don't know why it doesn't allow you to specify tense, because that would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Natasha's gone.
Great feedback. No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay, hi.
Yeah, there's so much that you can do with AI. This is fairly new. I think it came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they continue to develop it and it can become something, more
Yeah.
powerful and more flexible. Because even though it is simple,
Mm-hmm.
but again, like you mentioned, Julia, doesn't go low enough sometimes. That's why I also feel like I need ChatGPT. I'll plug whatever that is and I'll be like, I'll make it simpler.
Right.
With ChatGPT, you say make it more simple.
Oh yeah, I'm like here is a text. Simplify the language to be easy to read for lower beginner level students. And then it'll
And,
parse through it.
and could you also say use only present, simple present, and present continuous?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. That's what TWEE needs, is that grammar filter.
Yes. And again, you're right. It does need that grammar filter. And ChatGPT is super flexible in terms of, because it has prompt engineering. When you have
Right.
something as simple as plug stuff in, it doesn't. You win some and you lose some.
Yeah, exactly. As far as we were just talking about searching for YouTubes or video, and so then when it presents you with one that you like, will it then insert questions, kind of like the Edpuzzle tool does, or will it generate questions that you would then,
It generates the question. So all you need is the link to the YouTube video. You plug it in and
Uh-huh.
then you do your stuff.
Great. But it can also search YouTube for these videos, or are you doing that?
No, you're doing that on YouTube. You're looking for a video on YouTube and you're just copying
Okay.
and pasting.
But ChatGPT could do that for you. Could help you, winnow down your options, and then you could take it over to TWEE and have it generate, better questions than ChatGPT probably can, because that's not for teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interplay between the two.
I wonder, because ChatGPT added a feature where there's like a shop for different what are they called? Like the top, when you ask a question, it creates a chat. So people are creating specific chats for specific purposes. I don't know if there's one for ESL teaching. That's actually quite interesting. I might check that out on ChatGPT. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I think I will too.
But anywho, are you guys okay? Should we go back?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
ready?
yeah, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm just gonna end meeting. Oh, no, no, no. Leave breakout room. Give me one quick second.
Is there going to be a presentation on ChatGPT 4.0?
Yes, we just submitted the event registration. So you double check the website, the Katiso website. It should be advertised there. Should be like later this month.
Okay, great.
Yeah, good question. All right, I think everyone's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, everyone's here. How did it go? Any last minute questions?
I just wanted to just let everyone know, because I had brought up before we went to the breakout rooms, my concern of like, would TWEE generate like critical thinking questions versus just like fact regurgitation?
Yeah.
And I used the open-ended question box option, and they were very thoughtful questions. It was more critical thinking, and of course they would have to refer back to the text, but they would have to look through, an entire paragraph versus just copying one sentence. So
Right.
it does seem like it'll be really helpful in that way.
Okay. Oh, yeah, soy. I'm glad. That's good news. And Julie asked earlier, as y'all were coming back in, we do have another event coming up, and I don't think it's on the calendar quite yet, but it should be near the end of this month on ChatGPT 4.0. So if you're interested, that one is the paid version of ChatGPT. Check out the Katiso website. It should be advertised in one of the banners pretty soon. And if there are no more questions, thank you so much for coming. This was our second workshop of the year. Hopefully we have many more to come. I hope you learned something cool and new today and are able to try it out in your classrooms. And we hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Natasha and Soleil.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. This TWEE will help me become what.
I'm glad, Cheryl. Enjoy.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.